Your person has been talking about you behind your back. Here's the truth. Take a deep breath, because what you're about to hear is something your intuition has already been whispering to you. Yes, your person has been talking about you behind your back, but not in the way you might be fearing. This isn't betrayal the way your mind is trying to convince you. It's something far more emotional, far more complicated, and honestly, far more revealing. Because when they talk about you, their voice changes. There's a pause, a hesitation, like they're trying to hide how much you actually mean to them. They've been mentioning your name in conversations you'd never expect, to friends, to people they trust, even to someone they go to for advice. And every time your name carries weight, not anger, not hatred, but emotion. You see, this person has been struggling with something internally. They don't fully understand what they feel for you, and instead of coming directly to you, they've been processing it through other people. They've been asking questions like, why can't I stop thinking about them? Why do they affect me like this? Why does it feel different with them? And the truth is, they're confused by how deeply you've impacted them. At times, yes, they've tried to act like you don't matter. They've even said things that sound cold, distant, or indifferent. But that's their defense mechanism. Because right after those words, they always circle back to you. Always. They'll say something like, but it's not that simple. There's just something about them. I don't know why, but I can't let it go. And that right there is the truth slipping out. They've also been defending you when others misunderstood you. Even when they tried to stay neutral, they couldn't help but explain your side, justify your actions, protect your image when you weren't there to do it yourself. That's not something someone does for just anyone. That's someone who cares deeply, even if they don't fully admit it yet. But here's where it gets even deeper. There have been moments where they've spoken about you with regret, quietly, almost like a confession they weren't ready to make out loud. They've admitted in their own way that they didn't handle things right with you, that maybe they pushed you away or didn't give you what you deserved. And that realization has been weighing on them more than they show. Because on the outside, they're trying to look okay. But behind the scenes, your absence, your distance, your energy, is something they talk about more than they'd ever admit to your face. And yes, there have been moments of jealousy too. They've asked about you, tried to find out what you're doing, who you're talking to, whether you've moved on. And when they hear something that triggers them, they pretend it doesn't affect them. But then later, they bring you up again, because they can't ignore it. You've become a topic they return to, again and again, not because they want to, but because they can't help it. Now here's the part you really need to understand. The reason they're talking about you behind your back is because they're not emotionally ready to talk to you directly. Not yet. They're still figuring themselves out, still battling their pride, their fear, their vulnerability. Because talking to others feels safer. There's no risk of rejection, no fear of saying the wrong thing, no pressure to be completely honest. But deep down, they know the real conversation needs to happen with you. And that moment is getting closer. Because the more they talk about you, the more real their feelings become. The more they try to explain you to others, the more they start understanding you themselves. And eventually, that internal pressure, that unspoken truth, that emotional buildup, it becomes too much to keep hidden. So if you've been feeling like your name is being mentioned, like your energy is being discussed, like something is happening behind the scenes, you're not imagining it. You're sensing it correctly. But don't jump to fear. Because this isn't about someone tearing you down. This is about someone who can't stop thinking about you, trying to make sense of a connection that changed them more than they expected. And sooner or later, those conversations they've been having about you are going to turn into a conversation with you. The only question is, when that moment comes, will they finally say everything they've been holding back? Welcome to Psychology Facts. If you're curious about the hidden truths of the mind and heart, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a facts that could change the way you see life.